Hey, it's the 21st of August, 2022. I wanted to go over the sheriff's race for Monterey County, and we're down to two candidates out of the pool of many. I didn't vote for anybody in the primary. There was no one on the ballot that I could put my vote towards or vote for. And then I've noticed a lot of people are disillusioned by Joe Moses once they found out he was a lifelong Democrat, and he was what I call the sitting before the tribunal of the county Democrats and the women Democrats that are endorsing his opponent, the chief of Marina, Tina Nieto, or is it Nieto? I'll go over Nieto real quick. She's a lesbian, which is nothing wrong with that. She's a woman, nothing wrong with that either. And she's a minority, nothing wrong with that. I'd just like to know what that has to do with being sheriff. How is that a qualification, or those are qualifications to become sheriff of Monterey County? Because that's pretty much what the Democrats have done. We're going to check off these boxes, and if you fill these gaps in our social justice platform, that's where we're going to go. During the online deal that they had, the tribunal, as I call it, Joe Moses came forward and he said that he shared the core values of the Democrat Party, and he's been a lifelong Democrat. I share their values, is what he said. And what else did he say? I'm going to push social issues. So there it is. That's what that party represents, and that's what you're going to get. What was the other one that... I'm going to advocate for equality. I don't know how we're not all equal in this day and age. My half-black brother went to the same schools I went to, and my black brother went to the same schools I did, and they had the opportunity to go to college, get good jobs, work their way through life. So I don't see where advocating for equality comes in. If you can find somewhere that there's no equity in life, then point it out to me, and I'll be right next to you protesting it. I did see photos that Joe Moses posted up where he was standing with Luis Alejo, and I have a difficult time seeing how you stand next to a drunk driving county supervisor and are trying to get them into your camp, but drunk driving Supervisor Luis Alejo actually endorsed her. It's right there on the back of her card. The other thing about Joe that bothered me was that if he pointed out that one of the problems that Monterey County has is that it is run by a Republican. I don't, as far as sheriff's deputy, or the sheriff of Monterey County, which would be Steve Burnell. I don't ever recall Steve publicly stating that he was a Republican or that he was running as a Republican, because he treated the office as a nonpartisan race. And I think that Davis in the last campaign came out and said Democrat for sheriff, and he lost 2-1. He only got 30-something% of the vote. So I don't know why you're politicizing the office, because your job as sheriff is to run the jail, coroner's office, and enforce the laws that are on the books that were constitutionally passed. But if you want to make a point out of politicizing the office and pushing social justice and so on and so forth, then I'm not going to vote for either one of you. But what he did, essentially in my eyes, was throw Steve under the bus after Sheriff Burnell promoted him. He's now a captain. Do you think that if Davis would have won the last race with the contention that you have with the DSA and the other commanders, that you have a case against DSA, or they have against you, that you would still be in the sheriff's office, and or you would have received a promotion? So that was a Republican, as you say, that promoted you, who wasn't using a political position to hire people, apparently, because He probably knew you were a Democrat, but it didn't bother him. He just went off your qualifications. So I have a problem with people when they disrespect those that have gotten them to where they are. And if you had a problem with him, why did you work for him and why did you accept the promotion? You know, you took a command position. So I have a difficult time with that. As far as the social justice thing goes, you know, it's like you can look at the chief of Marina and you could see on her Twitter page, she's aligned herself with Becerra. She's aligned herself with former governor Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown's the one that pushed the Week on Crime legislation and put all that forward and then put it on the ballot, and everybody voted for it, and the crime bills and so forth in the state of California that are letting people out left and right to keep repeating crime after crime after crime. I see it in the jail log, the same people getting arrested over and over and over. You look them up on the county clerk's page and they've got 40 cases and they keep letting them out. So their crimes increase, and, you know, going from, you know, petty theft and drunken public to then assaults, then robberies, and it just continues to get worse. And you wonder where the chief of Marina gets her education. She was with Los Angeles Police Department. They practice the same social justice type of community policing that a lot of other large cities do, and their crime has only gotten worse over time. Have you been to LA lately, people? But that's what we're gonna have after this next election. If Joe Moses keeps his word, which I doubt he will, and I actually doubt he's going to get elected this time around, because I don't see the people in the Patterson camp backing him in any way, shape, or form. But stranger things have happened. Anyways, had a few words to say, said them. Peace out and go vote. Even if, I mean, I'm not going to vote because I don't have anybody to vote for in this race, but just vote. And if you have an opinion, then write it in the box below. Peace out.